Hello and welcome to GameRomp Easy Mode, an easygoing podcast where we talk about games and chill with me, David, and...
Me, Deanna. Hi.
Hi, Deanna.
Hi.
It's nice to see you again today.
Oh yeah, like we don't see each other every day. And this is a podcast, so we can't even see our audience.
Yeah, true. You can't see us. But we're here. We exist in real life. And we're going to talk about games.
I hope you have a good topic because, again, I haven't played much other than a little bit of Minecraft together.
No, we'll figure out stuff to talk about, don't worry. This is... Not only is it a chill as in our energy levels are chill, but I again, just want this to be chill for us to be able to hang out and talk, and don't worry about it so much. Don't sweat it. I promise it'll be fine. We're going to be an hour into this and being like, oh god, we got to shut up.
I guess that's fair. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. It's Christmassy time.
Yes.
And we've been still playing Minecraft a lot.
Do you think you're coming up on your 2 weeks of Minecraft meme?
Maybe.
I don't know why that became a meme, but I've seen it on YouTube and then I've seen it referenced on Reddit, so.
I feel like I still have a few things I want to see and explore, but I definitely get to the point where I'm like, what else am I going to do?
Well, it's all the Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, because I don't really like all the combat stuff in Minecraft. Like, building up armor and weapons and just fighting zombies and wither skeletons and all that stuff in the Nether. Like, I've been to the Nether. Have you been to the Nether in this?
Nope, still haven't been to the Nether.
It looks a lot different than what we're used to, so if you ever want to explore, just be prepared to die, I guess.
That's fair. Well, I've explored, the zombie crypts, I guess you would call them. And I found one that's not too far up the river from where we are currently in this world.
And there's definitely unique Pokemon in the Nether, too, so...
Well, that's where I got Nosepass.
So. Oh, I thought you said you didn't go to the Nether.
Sorry, not the Nether. Oh, I was thinking of the crypts. I got Nosepass in the zombie crypts. So maybe that's unique. Sorry, what Pokemon are unique? And Houndoom, you said, or something, right?
Yeah, Houndoom is definitely one of them. I don't know the full list, but... There's definitely some unique ones in there. I thought Onyx was, but I found Onyx in a cave, so I got my Steelix.
Yeah, I've seen Onyx once. I guess it's just kind of rare-ish.
Yeah. I'm still trying to find, a Scyther or a Magnemite. Those are still on the list of, I need these, but I haven't.
Oh, yeah. Scyther, I feel like, at least going off the theory of Pokemon Snap, and not even, the new one, but the old one, it feels like Scyther would make sense to find in a plain somewhere.
Maybe. Also,
or with tall grass, because I think that's how you find Scyther in the original Pokemon Snap. You throw a ball into the big grass where you see movement and stuff, and then it flies out. But I don't know, maybe the Cobblemon creators have gone with a different idea. So
there's definitely you get to the point where you notice these are the common Pokemon, and these are the ones that are more rare.
Yeah.
But also another goal would be to get a Mew for you.
I mean. Yes, don't get me wrong, I fucking love Mew, but maybe I do because it's just Cobblemon. But in theory, it's Mew is a one and only, it shouldn't be captured like that. But I guess none of these Pokemon should be captured either, so whatever.
I mean, you can think of it as you making friends with them because they follow you around and stuff.
Yeah, I will definitely put that over any of the actual mainline Pokemon games. I can walk with them, all of them, not just picking one.
Yeah, that's.
Or you can bring them all out in Sword and Shield or something, but they don't follow you. You have to be in that specific area, and if you go too far, then they go back. It's okay.
Yeah, true. I don't know exactly how that works, but I think it's only in camps and you can make curry or something. Hell, even Power World didn't do that. You could have one active Pokemon in your party, but then back at base, you could have a bunch of them out. Figure
a tiny little. I say tiny, but it's I can't imagine how long this whole team has worked on this project, and it's still super simple. They kind of walk with you, but you're so much faster than how they move.
Yeah. That
they kind of just zoom up with you every once in a while. But if you're playing in first person like I do, it's not usually super noticeable. And then of course you got some Pokemon that are slower than others. Slowpoke is obviously too slow. What's the other one?
Some that are just big and hard to fit into tight spaces.
Oh yeah, Mr. Steelix that you have.
Yeah, Steelix.
Looks ridiculous.
He's not good at following through caves.
No, I can imagine that'd be a pain in the ass. But then, like, I guess that would work in quote-unquote real life with Pokemon. Then, like, maybe Steelix would be going underneath the ground and following you. I don't know how that would work.
I don't know. I mean, I guess they could burrow. I don't know. Trying to not to think too hard about it, I guess.
I suppose.
But it is handy, just that, since I don't really like the combat in Minecraft, just having the Pokemon there to, like, help. They can tank and fight, and that's really helpful too. So I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, I definitely have to level up my Pokemon, just like in general, but also because like I have a Geodude, and he's a rock Pokemon, so he has a little bit more health, but I'm assuming that once he gets up to Graveler and maybe even Golem at some point, that he would have so much health. Because they still die pretty quickly. Like, God forbid they meet a creeper.
Yeah.
They go out in one hit.
They have, I think we discussed this before, but they have two different stats where, like, one is their Pokemon battling stats, and then one is their Minecraft, like, hearts stats. And I think their hearts are tied to what type of Pokemon they are, so, like...
Yeah, rock Pokemon will be more durable generally.
It just depends. Like, some of the more evolved, bigger Pokemon just tend to have more health.
Yeah, I forget if it was Stantler that I came across. Let's assume it was Stantler or the evolved form, whatever. And I looked at him, and he had, like, 52 hearts. Like, holy shit. And that's not even, like, a rock Pokemon.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think he's normal, right?
My Quagsire, the Wooper evolution, he had a bunch.
Well, you also have the, was it Galarian form or something? You get the brown one, right? Not the regular blue Wooper.
Oh, yeah. He's,
so, that's what, ground?
Ground and poison.
Yeah, so maybe that also helps with the heart generations.
No, I don't think so. I think it's just what type they are, because, like, even normal types like Tauros has a lot of HP, and some of the older evolved birds have more HP. It's just, think of how big they are, I guess, is a good kind of...
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. Like, I get that the evolved forms of things are going to have more hearts, but I'm wondering, like, would ground and rock Pokemon and steel Pokemon have more hearts just because of their form?
Well,
or their type?
Even though, like, Steelix, for example, is very defensive, he can still be taken out pretty easily with the right moves. Like, I came upon I forget what Pokemon it was. It wasn't a fighting type, but it had a fighting type. No, I know, but if they're going
against zombies.
Oh,
that's
gotcha.
when their hearts, not their Pokemon stats. Because, yeah, obviously Steel's still going to be weak against fire.
Yeah, and
I know fire. Okay, fighting. Is there anything else? I only remember
ground.
Fire. Okay. Because I wanted to capture something, but I keep forgetting what's good against what. So, oops.
Also, this game has made me appreciate quick balls a lot more. Like, I know they've been around for a while, and they've always been pretty good, but it's just handy to, like, start the battle, throw a quick ball, and, like...
almost instantly get it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a mini Master Ball. It doesn't always work, but
obviously.
A lot of times it does, and it just skips all the hassle.
I guess that's fair. Do you know how to make those?
Yeah.
Which combination of apricorns?
It's gold, blue, and yellow.
Okay.
So we have the supplies to do it. And a few away from... I got to capture, like, a ghost type and a fairy type and a psychic type. But once I do that, I think I'll have completed the catch every type achievement, and you get one Master Ball for that.
Ooh.
So I'll save that for Mew. I'm going to make that a goal to, like...
Well, don't you have a... Like, okay, I appreciate that you want to catch a Mew for me, but don't you have, like, a super legendary for yourself you'd like?
No, I'm not really big on the legendaries, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's also fine. Usually I'm not.
Plus, Mew is, like, super rare, so, like, I want to be prepared if I do see it, just to be able to, you know, get it, and then I could trade it to you.
Do all the legendaries make the announcement?
Yes.
Okay, so, like, if we'd get the announcement, but only if we're, like, vaguely nearby where Mew...
Yeah, if it spawns.
So we'd have to, like, actually stake out the jungle somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I know it's in the jungle. Is it specifically in Jungle Ruins, I think, or something?
I don't know.
I don't know if... We'll have to look that up.
That'll be the adventure. We have to, like, set up, like, get the supplies to go to the jungles and explore and see if we get lucky.
Yeah, like, I get going to the jungles. I don't know if Minecraft jungles have ruins or not.
I'm sure they do, yeah.
Okay.
But
that would be fun, though.
Yeah, exactly. And that would be like one of the end game goals, just to be
We'll
able
have to set up a hut like specifically near some ruins just to like sit there and wait.
Yeah.
A second house, if you will.
Yeah. That's what Minecraft is, basically, just making your own goals. Because, like, I'm not going to go beat the dragon. I don't care about that.
Yeah, me neither.
I know there's, like, a long time ago, Minecraft had underwater palaces and stuff. But, again, it's like, I don't really care.
I don't know. I do kind of want to build the diving suit stuff because there are so many caves that are underwater and I just can't access them yet because, I mean, the breath only lasts so long.
Yeah, true. I guess it should be worth exploring and experiencing at least once.
Yeah, and maybe even if you don't like necessarily want to defeat the dragon, I don't think I've ever actually experienced the end either.
I've been to the end. I don't remember if I beat the dragon or not. Because
I bet we could do it.
You have to find one of those strongholds too, which...
Well, that's what you use all those poor ender pearls for, right?
Yeah, and getting a bunch of those is also a pain.
Yeah.
Because I had to get one to make that like PC chest.
Yeah, I guess we'll just have to see if our Minecraft
desire
to
keep
lasts.
playing. Yeah. It feels,
I'm kind of feeling, but back and forth.
Yeah, same for me. But like, I guess part of the fun is like, oh, maybe Deanna will play too. So we just see each other once in a while and be like, oh, look, the kitchen is ready. We made a bunch of food. Or
oh my god, the kitchen stuff is so much. We might need to make like either a bigger kitchen or just like a full-on bakery section in another mini house or something.
Is there still more? I feel like we got most of the things in there.
I don't know, but like there's the regular kitchen stuff. You made 2 ovens, I think, but then I had to make a stove because that's technically something else.
Oh, that's the thing about all these mods too, is like, oh, this mod has kitchen stuff, but it's different from this mod's kitchen stuff.
Yeah.
And they're all in the same mod pack, so I figured like it would be integrated, but no.
Not necessarily.
But we also don't need to do everything either.
Yes, we do. Well, I want to attempt, maybe not have to make everything, but like, the stoves make the bread, but the oven makes the other stuff.
Other bread.
Well, I did put a skillet on one, and then I was making jams or something, so I made like a strawberry jam and a glowberry jam or something. So I don't know, it's kind of cute, so.
Yeah, and just building the house in general, like, it's already filling up, but it also feels like the house is too big, and oh god, I don't know. It's a lot. So there definitely gets to the point like, oh, it's fun to build a house, and then when it's built, I'm like, oh god, now I gotta decorate it. Anyway, we'll see. We'll keep playing for a bit, see how it goes.
And we can decorate for Christmas too in there if you'd like. There's all the Christmas decorations.
I need some more Christmas decorations in real life too.
Oh, you and needing all those super lights.
Yeah, I want lights.
Lots of lights.
That's my favorite part of Christmas, just
everything
being all lit up.
Especially since it gets dark at like fucking 4:30, so.
Yeah, and our living room is pretty dark as it is. Anyway, so there's Minecraft. A different topic? I also finally got to be playing Genshin again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Here's going to be your tangent, and I'm just going to go silent.
It's been fun. I got the new character Chaska, which is like a revolver cowboy witch lady who can fly with a revolver for some reason. I don't know why. I guess the gun is also like this rocket ship type of thing. Well, not a rocket ship, but it's like it's got the anemo power, so it's like it's got wind stuff.
Do you want to talk about the luck you had with her, or is that too much to...
Yeah, so when I went to go pull for her, I had enough saved up to, guarantee her, but I got lucky and was able to get her in like, I think my second or third 10 pull.
It was both. You got her in the second and the third pull.
Yeah, I got 2 copies with her, which is I think the first time I did that with a limited 5-star. So I got her first constellation, which means that she's just a bit stronger and a bit more flexible, and she can fly a bit longer too. So it's really good.
And like the flying is already kind of overpowered, isn't it?
Normally it's kind of limited. In that land you can fly longer because that area is like infused with like special pyro energy stuff that they use.
Oh, okay.
So she can already fly a bit longer there, and there's also stuff like floating around in that line that lets you like fly for a lot longer. So yeah, it can be pretty good, but it's not like a WoW flying mount. You eventually have to stop. But it's kind of fun because when you're flying in battle, some of the enemies, especially the older enemies from like older parts of the game, they just don't know how to deal with that.
Poor
So
them.
it's pretty hilarious how busted she is to play. And she's just fun because she's a character that encourages you to play like rainbow teams, which means like,
All different types.
yeah, of different elements. Because the more elements you have, the more she can infuse her like revolver shots with it. So it can just be like a mess of explosions of different colors and swirls and reactions. It's really fun. She's really good. So I've been having fun with her. The new area that she's from is cowboy themed, so the music is pretty like Western sounding, which is
That
really,
can be good.
yeah, I like it. I'll have to see what the nighttime version of that sound is or music is, so we can maybe play it if it's good. If not,
Yeah, I'll try and look it up and see if it's calm enough.
I'll just pick some other, because there's another tribe I haven't visited yet because I haven't played in a while. So there's been a few updates. And that's how I like to do with these live service games. Just take a break, come back when there's a bunch, not just live and like chomping at the bit for every new drop. Just come back when there's a bunch of new stuff to experience, and that's the best way to do it.
Makes sense.
But the other one's like the Night Tribe, and they have like these owl things.
So they're like nocturnal people?
I guess I haven't really done too much with them yet because I'm kind of incentivized to go through Chaska's area to get like materials to, buff her up and stuff. But yeah, there's these little owl dudes, and I guess their ability is to like a double jump kind of thing. It's funny because like now that I have her, she can just fly. I don't need the double jump guys. And there's in the beginning of the Nightline expansion, you got like the three tribes. One was really good with rocks and they're good at climbing walls, and another one was like, oh, we're good at surfing. And the other one is like, oh, we have like these slingshot things that we can like hook shot around.
Right.
And then you get the owl people that are like, we can double jump or whatever.
Hey,
And
they're
now-
trying their best.
And now we get Chaska's tribe, and she can just fly. So it's like better than all of them. So it's like,
Well, that's why she's supposed to be exclusive, right?
I mean, they all were. You
okay.
can't go back. You can't get Mualani now, the water girl, and you can't get Kinich, I think his name is, the slingshot hookshot boy. But it doesn't matter because I got Chaska and she can fly. She can do all of this shit, but except way better. So it's kind of funny that it's kind of power crept already. I don't know. Like, how do you balance flight with other movement mechanics that she's always just gonna be better?
Well, I'm assuming part of it is putting a limit on how long she can fly.
Yeah, I mean that's true. She does have a limit, but for what you need her to do, it's usually enough. And definitely better than the other ones. Like, I'm not using Mualani anymore. She was never that fun to play with to begin with, and her movement now is obsolete, so...
Was that the one with the shark girl?
Yeah, the shark girl.
Okay.
She, like, surfs on a shark, and she can go fast, and especially on water, she can last a long time, but, like...
If you can just fly over the water, what's the point?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, maybe people like just the movement of the surfing.
Yeah, I mean, it's cute and fun, but then you have to also use her in your, like, battle party. And she's got this really weird combat mechanic where, like, okay, she jumps on the shark and she's surfing, right? And unlike the other characters that have, like, oh, hit him with the sword or use your skills, she has to, like, bump into the enemies a few times to build up, like, these stacks of, I don't know what they call it, but once you have, like, 3 or 4 stacks, you unleash the shark and he, like, shoots homing missiles at them.
What the fuck?
Or chomps at them or something. And it's just very clunky. Because, like, you have to bump into them, and then you have to trigger it. Then you have to bump into them again, and then you have to trigger it.
Having to bump into them just seems like you're putting yourself in danger.
Yeah. It's weird. It was interesting, but now that I have Chaska, all she does is, like, you trigger her ability. She jumps on her, like, flying revolver thing, and you can just, like, strafe them and, like, shoot them with a bunch of, like, elemental bullets. It's crazy. She is so fucking good. Like... If anyone's...
I wonder if, like, they were trying to make her seem cute and, like, she has to boop them or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely got the cute energy to her, but it's just not a super fun play style. So I don't know if I want to say I regret pulling her, but I'm not going to really use her anymore, to be honest with you. Because I got other party members I want to use from, like, before. other team. I have so many characters now, and I haven't even been playing as much as like some of the diehard Genshin people.
Yeah, really.
But I have other characters I still want to use, and you can only have a party of like 4. And there are some events that you have to make 2 parties, so you have like 2 parties of 4, so 8 characters. But I still have way more than that, so it's like, well, I want to use this character with this team, and maybe this team with this character, and just that's the thing I really like about games like this, where you have a lot of characters, like the team building and like the theory crafting, like who works good with who.
Yeah.
And even with Chaska, it's like, ooh, what old characters can I put with her to make her really work? So I love that. And when the new characters come out, that's another thing that's going to happen. It's like, ooh, who can I pair this new character with my old characters, and just all that stuff. I love it. It's like, it's kind of
like the variety is good, but then at the same time, only having 4 characters at a time in a team is kind of like, I want all these characters together, but I can only make certain combinations.
Yeah. Like, I wonder how busted the game would be if we can do like 5 characters at once, but oh well. I mean, it's fine.
Make it like Pokemon, have up to 6.
And just switch them around too, because sometimes you'll run into like, oh, this Electro is really powerful here, so pull out the Electro team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like that.
Because, like, I mean, okay, having more people on a team would be vaguely overpowered, but you can only play as one person at a time, right? So...
Yeah, and you're, like, switching them in and out. It's kind of like, imagine, for people who haven't played Genshin, kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom, where you have, like, backup characters, and you can switch them in and out at any time. So, like, you pull them out, have them use their moves or their super special abilities, and then when they're like on cooldown, you can pull out somebody else. And I'm
not sure if people haven't played Genshin, if they're going to be the pool of people that have played Marvel vs. Capcom is probably way less.
You think? I wonder. It depends on your age, I guess. Yeah, I don't know what other games do that kind of thing. I know a lot of the gacha games do that. What mainstream game has a mechanic that's similar to that?
Well, I guess it can't be similar. I was thinking Pokemon, because you have 6 on a team, but then they added like double battles, but
yeah,
even that's kind of like usually only playing one character and switching them out.
And if you're playing multiplayer in Genshin, then like you'll have multiple characters out at the same time because other people are controlling them. So if you're playing with one other person, you both get 2 and you switch between the 2. But if you're playing with 4 people, all 4 characters are out at the same time.
I bet that's kind of fun to see, but also massively chaotic.
Yeah, and like I don't know how you would build teams around that, I guess.
I'm assuming that would be for people that like have friends and have Discord, and then they can
coordinate. Yeah, that's not for me. Anyway, yeah, Genshin, it's been fun. The story in the Natlan isn't as good as the Fontaine story, but whatever, I'll keep chugging along. Maybe it gets better. Not much to say, really, since I still need to experience a lot of the story, but I've been enjoying it, just going back to the world and exploring. It's such a pretty game, and it's just fun. I don't know. I find it fun. It's
one of those... usually the thing you want for a video game, right? To be fun.
It's one of those games where, like, you just kind of, you can turn off your brain and just enjoy being in there and, like, the combat, and I don't know. I guess it's hard to explain. Do you have any games where you just turn off your brain and you're just, like, chilling in it? Because I know some games you have to think a lot. Like what is that game you play with the human torture? It's strategizing. RimWorld.
Oh, Human Torture.
Yeah, like that.
Great.
Games like that
the
is
war
like
crime simulator.
Games like that, it seems like, can you really turn off your brain? You have to constantly be strategizing.
Yeah, that one's probably not a good idle-ish game. I mean, maybe Banished to some degree can be kind of that. Because there is some micromanagement elements in Banished. Like when the crops are finished at the farm and then you turn off the job there and you move the person to a different job. That is kind of interacting with the UI and like making sure all the farmer numbers are to 0 so that they're not just stuck not working a job.
Yeah.
But what would be another good idle? I mean...
Doesn't even have to be idle.
Mobile games would count, because like the Pokemon Quest that I played months ago.
Oh yeah, that one.
That was definitely good for an idle game and just turn your brain off and watch them do their thing.
But another one for me too would be like even Monster Hunter was kind of like that. You could just like
Really?
zen out and like fight the monsters, and
I mean, I guess it depends on how intense you get with the fighting.
yeah, you can get into a flow with some of the monsters. Granted, some of the end game monsters are like super hard, and you have to like focus more. But definitely for the earlier monsters and like the main adventure, it can just be like a, I don't know, such a chill, just zone out, like go out to the world and hunt and not think too hard about the world.
I
in
do that
general.
with Minecraft. I go out exploring and my brain just shuts off. That's why I get so lost and then I die and then I have to go all the way back and try to find my gravesite again to get my stuff back.
I don't quite get that feeling with Minecraft. I mean, I could kind of see what you're saying, especially like when you're spelunking in the caves, but like I'm always worried about like, the monsters or my inventory management. So I feel like
I mean, to a certain extent, I guess. But until you have to figure out, oh, what do I want to keep? What do I have to throw away? Until then, I was just like, oh, here's an ore. I'm going to dig it. And I move on. Oh, here's another ore. I'm going to dig it. And I was just like, dirt.
I should make you one of the good backpacks. Because you're still using the shitty little one, right?
It's only shitty in the sense, I think, that like I can't put it on my actual back because if I try and open it up, it breaks the game for some reason. But
Yeah.
aside from that,
I'm going to make you the better one. That it has way more space and like you could just open it the normal way.
okay. I mean, that would be fair.
It also has this weird thing where you can put like tools in special slots.
I
So
think
they-
I vaguely saw that, but I couldn't figure out exactly how it worked.
Yeah, me neither. I just been using it as like it's basically extra inventory, except specifically for tools. But yeah, I don't know. Oh god, we slipped back into Minecraft.
Well, here, let me so we obviously don't have like probably 5 weekly listeners to this podcast. So we ourselves cannot set up like charity things yet. Maybe one day in the future. But I do want to say that while this comes out, there will be 1 week left to the Jingle Jam 2024. So for any of those that don't know, the Jingle Jam has been, I think they've been going on 10 years now or 12.
11?
Something like that.
Over a decade.
Yes. And this is hosted by the Yogscast. And they come out every year with a list of games and you donate, I think it comes out to about 32 or 35 US dollars that you donate as a minimum and you get all these collections of games. Actually, this one says donate a minimum of 35 pounds, so the conversion rate might be a little bit higher for us. Okay.
The games this year are way better than what they usually do.
Yeah, so I feel like usually they have, yes, a higher amount of games usually per year.
Yeah, it was like an advent calendar kind of thing, right?
Yeah, where
One
each
game a
day, yeah, a new game would come out. But poor Lewis, who's in charge of setting this whole thing up throughout the year, he's been saying even on the Triforce podcast that he had a hard time this year. So there's fewer games, but like you said,
They're way
you
better.
could argue that the quality of the games is better. So I'm just going to go off real quick to show the 18 games they have for this year, and then we can talk about them.
How about you do a brief blurb of what they are? Because like from the name alone, I don't know.
I'll try my best, but I'm not going to know them either. Dungeons and Degenerate Gamblers. So I
So
think that's
card
one
game.
of their games, actually. I could be wrong. That's a card game. It actually looks pretty interesting. I think it's all pixel-based.
It's like what, poker or blackjack or something?
It might be
I see
all
like poker
types.
chips.
Yeah, it could be a mix. Wild Frost.
This one I know. It's it's like a TGC game, trading card game where you like build a deck and like you go on like little adventures. I don't know if it's like a roguelike, but
So you're interested.
that's one of the ones that I would play, yeah.
Okay, that's good. 2 Point Campus. So I have 2 Point Hospital, which was like a spiritual successor to Theme Hospital from back in the day.
Build a college basically.
Yeah, and it just has all these silly little, I don't know if you'd call them parody, but
They look like
Like-
little cartoon simmy people and it looks very goofy.
yeah, it's good, simple fun. The only thing I will say about 2 Point Hospital was that it was less sandbox than I imagined. And I'm assuming this is going to go the same way, but I guess we'll see.
A building game with like a story or missions, I guess.
Yeah, missions,
That's
I think.
fine. We did that with like Tropico, and Transport Tycoon does that too.
Yeah, to some
Transport
degree.
Tycoon, Transport Fever.
Next one is Patrick's Parabox.
Don't know what that is.
Actually, I think that's the one where you move the little guy around. He's just a square, but you go into a box and then you figure out and it zooms into the next box or it zooms out.
Oh.
It's like boxes inside boxes. It's really interesting.
A puzzle thingy, okay.
Yeah. Shadows of Doubt. I feel like I should know what that was. It looks like it's maybe like a noir game.
Okay.
Like a investigator or something. For the King 2. We have For the King 1. And I believe that was also...
I don't know what that is.
So we tried this a long time ago, and I don't think you liked it, so that probably explains it.
Oof.
I might have to try it on my own. That's fine. Citizen Sleeper.
Okay, I know of that one. That one's very highly regarded. It's like a single player story game with there's a lot of dice rolls and RPG stuff, but it's very story based. There's no action, and it's got a unique art style. It looks pretty cool. I don't know if I would ever play it, but it could be up your alley.
Yeah. Next is Another Crab's Treasure.
An underwater Souls-like with a little crab dude.
Yeah, it looks really cute, but apparently it's kind of hard. Mars First Logistics.
Building stuff on Mars with little rovers and stuff, yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Sticky Business. Actually, I've had this on my wish list, so I'm really excited for this one. It's just, you make stickers. I don't know how else to put it. It's just really cute and silly and just probably something to lose your mind to, like not think too hard.
Lose your mind to, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Like,
No,
I
get
also
what you
wanted
say.
to say, like, to veg out too. But
Zone out and zen out, yeah.
Hadean Tactics?
Yeah, that looks like I don't know if it's not an auto chess battler kind of thing, and maybe it's like a...
Do I see cards in that?
Yes, there are some cards in there. It's
Okay.
like, you get like this big grid and you put down monsters and creatures, and it's like a tactics games, but also with cards.
Okay. Submachine.
I don't know what that is.
Okay. Scorn?
Scorn is that one game that was
Yeah.
like a first-person Geiger horror thing.
Yeah, it looked kind of gross, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't really for me, but it has a very interesting look to it, I guess.
Yeah, it's very distinct for sure. Orcs Must Die 3.
I think I already own this on Epic because Epic gave it away, but Orcs Must Die is fun. I mean, if you don't know it, it's like a tower defense game meets third-person
Is this the
shooter.
one? This isn't the one where you're the villain, are you? Or is that a different game?
No, not in this one.
Okay, never
I think you can play one of the villains in one of the games, but you're just shooting a bunch of orcs as they come down a line. You have to set up traps. It's kind of fun. It's not the deepest thing. I mean, actually, it is kind of deep if you go crazy with the strategy, but it's pretty hectic. I like it, but I also never beat any of them because they get really hard.
Okay. Next one is Fight in Tight Spaces.
No idea what that is.
It almost kind of looks like it's maybe based off Super Hot, but I could be completely wrong. Next is Death Sprint 66. No idea.
I think that's that first-person running super fast game that you jump around and probably will make me super motion sick. So
That still doesn't mean anything to me, so that's fine. Eternights looks like an anime game.
it's a JRPG kind of game. I don't know if it's... I mean, I'm assuming it's made in Japan, but you play as a guy and you have a bunch of girls in your party, and there's some like anime art and think
Is it
Persona,
like a
but kind of low budget and maybe not as
Super
good.
harem.
Maybe I can't say for sure. I only looked at like the pictures and videos, but I don't know. I mean, maybe I'd try it, maybe not.
Next, I'm really excited for Frostpunk.
Frostpunk is very well regarded and looks really good. I have never played it, just never got around to it.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that one. And then last is MCC Island. So that looks like it's based in Minecraft
stuff. Yeah, it's I think some like Minecraft server or DLC or something. I don't know.
Well, when we get this pack, I guess we'll have to see what it does, just out of pure curiosity, even if we don't stick with it. So yeah, those are the 18 games, and then you donate and you can pick. They have different charities. Let's see. This one's Artistica, Calm, which is the campaign against living miserably. There's Cool Earth, Sarcoma UK, the Trevor Project, something with the Bristol Children's Hospital, War Child, and a bunch of other things. And I think you can also choose your own charity. So I think for quite a few years I've kind of just donated to Farm Sanctuary because that's what I do. But So yeah, it's good. You get games, you donate to charity, and the Jingle Jam goes on for 2 weeks. So, and if you've missed any of their like live streams and stuff, they have it all on their YouTube. So I always look forward to the poker tournament because I think Perian and Tom do the commentary, and they're really good together. So.
Yeah, they have a lot of fun little streams and shows.
So yeah, we can't do anything charity-wise for the season, but Jingle Jam can. And I think they've already went over their 1 million milestone, like, probably yesterday or this morning, so...
Yeah.
They're only, like, 3 days in so far.
That's good. I mean, there's a lot of charities that's going to be splitting that money, so...
Yeah.
The more the better, and hey, you actually do get really good games this year. I think last year, or some of the other years...
I've had good games. I got Rust through them, like, years ago, and
really?
That was really good for a while, so...
I mean, I guess technically I would say Rust is a good game, even though I don't really super like it. I can't...
Also, I think we got the original Game Maker through that.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's how long it's been going.
Weird. I know, I just remember, like, there's just... Especially back when they were doing, like, one a day, they would have a lot of, like, really small games that, like, you would probably not even pay $5 for. But this year, there's a lot of, like, high quality, like, $10, $20, $30 worth games on there.
So yeah, and it all goes to charity, so that's the best part.
We'll see if I end up getting it. I'm just that frugal.
I'm going to donate, so that counts for you.
But. Well, I guess you're making a pretty okay bit of money this month, so we'll not think about it too hard.
So anything else for us this week? Or should we cut it early this time?
I'm surprised we got through everything that quickly, to be honest with you.
Okay, I have one quick little thing. And this is probably not going to be great because we don't have a visual podcast going at the moment, but I did technically finish the Voltorb and Electrobe, like little, I don't know, would you call them figurines? They're just... They're based on the Pokemon Quest style, so they're basically just cubes, but I made them with the styrofoam and then a not quite paper mache coating on the outside, if you will. So they're like super light, but they're extremely hard.
Yeah. So, they're really cute. I like how they came out.
I already posted to Kara, so by the point this comes out, it should be on Kara, which is like a artist Twitter, or artist Blue Sky, I guess I should say. I'll post it to Blue Sky. Maybe I'll put it on Reddit somewhere, I don't know.
I guess if we're talking art and game-related art, we can... I mean, nothing wrong with that. I can mention, too, that I finally started publishing my new comic, which is a play on Hey You Pikachu, if you remember that game from the N64 where you talked to Pikachu and you would just do a bunch of dumb stuff with him, and it's lighthearted and, I don't know, it's kind of a nothing burger. But I thought it would be funny if there was like a Hey You Peekaboo. If you remember back in the day when like we didn't know what Meryl was and everyone was like, oh, it's Peekaboo. So it's like this cousin version of Hey You Pikachu, except it's Hey You Peekaboo. And he's always,
very millennial.
He's always blue. So he's always feeling kind of down. And sometimes there's good little things in there. Sometimes he's just venting and being sad. And I just am using it as an excuse to try to train myself to draw without thinking too hard and being too hard on myself. Because like...
That's the biggest thing any artist goes through.
When I draw for like GameRomp, and I guess people really like the Castlevania Thanksgiving one, but sometimes I just get too in my head like, oh, this sucks, I hate this, and like I finish something and I'm like, oh god, I'm glad this is over with because I can't stand looking at this anymore. And like I want to do Hey You Peekaboo as a like escape from that and just let myself draw in a quick... It's cute, but also like I'm not going to sit here and try for too long, so I can pump out a few of these a day and just... Whereas like the GameRomp comic can take me a while to finish. So it's kind of like training myself to get into the mind space of like, it's okay to just draw something silly and not be so anal about it. Yeah. Because sometimes I see people drawing on the internet and making comics that I just look at, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. It's more of a me problem. But I see them put out that stuff, and I'm like, I couldn't live with myself putting stuff out like that. Because I don't know, it's such a me issue with my dumb brain, but like...
Well, it's the perfectionism, isn't it?
I don't know, maybe.
At least that's how I felt about my art.
So I see like these comics that are so good and so charming and like the art is so simple, and I'm like, I should make myself or train myself to be okay drawing like that, because I do draw cartoons, but like I just get too anal about it, and that makes me draw less because it just becomes a frustrating and aggravating experience. So I want to use this as an excuse to like kind of like be okay with drawing something that's cute, but like not gonna take me fucking 3 hours to draw one thing, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, that'll be just a little comic where this little cute dude is, I don't know, you can commiserate with him about like how life is tough sometimes, but sometimes there are good things to gleam onto too, and it's just going to be a mixed bag and kind of fun and not always fun. I don't know. I think it's funny too, though. Maybe in that dark humor kind of way, because...
Yeah, I mean, I've certainly been there, and I'm sure a lot of people have been there where, like, if you don't laugh about it, you're going to cry.
Yeah, so that's what that kind of is, I guess.
But also, I think it's... You know how people go to, like, art museums and they'll look at the modern art or contemporary art and they're like, oh, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
But they never do that.
Yeah.
So I kind of see it as, like, you're looking at other people's art and enjoying it. You're not hating on it. And you're like... Man, I feel like I should be able to do that. And so you're doing it. And I think that's way more constructive than the other types of people.
Yeah, I guess I'll just cling on to that sort of hopeful, good feeling and go from there and see what happens. Yeah, I don't know. Also just help me branching out from drawing for clients all the time, which I mean, you need to do, obviously, but oh boy, some of the clients... But this is not a podcast about complaining about clients, so I won't do that.
Yeah, let's try to keep it vaguely happy. Or if it's complaining, complain about video games.
Yeah, I don't have much more to complain about video games now. Mostly because I haven't been playing too much, as much as I would want to.
Maybe in a week or two, we'll go over whatever video game award stuff has happened, and maybe we can complain about that.
Oh, are those happening soon?
I'm assuming it's December.
Yeah, that's always fun to watch and
complain about.
I guess, you know, I watched the Jeff Keighley Awards or whatever, mostly just for like the trailers.
Yeah.
I honestly don't really care too much about what other people think about like, oh, what's the best game ever? Because it's always going to be like some AAA thing, and I don't know. When I see people like saying that the Final Fantasy VII remake sequel is like one of the best RPGs of this year, and you know what?
There's a whole discussion about that.
Yeah, I won't get into that now, but it's all subjective. And like, oh, where are all the indie games? Indies get put into a specific area. They don't get discussed.
I do think there is one, if I'm remembering correctly, there is one indie game in the running for a Game of the Year.
And you know what they don't cover in this Game of the Year stuff is like fan games, for example, or mods.
Yeah.
But they should, because like some of the mods can be like Fallout London, which I haven't gotten around to yet. That could be a full new game, and it basically is. Or fan games like, you know, Pokemon...
Frost?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, Pokemon Frost something. I forget the other word in that title, which is great, I know.
Oops.
Umbral Frost? No. I don't know what it is. I'm sorry.
The Investigator one.
Yeah, the one I've been playing. And it's like, that is such a good little Pokemon game. And it's like, honestly, probably better than a lot of the mainstream Pokemon games that have been made for the past few years.
Well, you know, okay, so maybe they'll probably never get into the big video game award show with Jeff Keighley. But there is, Day of the Devs that happens afterwards, I think? Or was that in the middle of the year? I don't remember.
That's also an indie showcase thing, but that's not going to show mods or fan games.
No, that's true. And then there's also, do they do the end of the year game? The Wholesome Game Awards, maybe. I'll have to see if they do something for that. But it's like, maybe there's... I don't know, check Itch.io or something if they have like awards at the end of the year for something like that. Or
yeah, I mean,
the modding websites.
You'll always see that like on YouTube, you'll find YouTubers that, you know, review their best mods of the year or the best fan games that they've played. So,
yeah, there's going to be a lot of YouTubers with their best games of the year and worst games of the year, which I mean, everyone loves.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of my games this year have been just fan games. Or even like the mods, like Cobblemon is a mod that...
Yeah, that's really good.
You're never going to see that mentioned anywhere. I mean, you know, like in a mainstream, like Game of the Year kind of thing. But like it really... I don't know if I would say Cobblemon as a thing could be like Game of the Year, but it definitely deserves mention that for something, for best mod or something. It would definitely be one of the best mods.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's was released this year. They keep updating it too, so
With the fact that they have almost all Pokemon, although I guess the ones that they don't have models for use the substitute mod. So you know the little plushy substitute creature? They'll use those for the Pokemon. But I think for the most part they have most of them around. So I'm assuming that's taken like years. It's probably a small team, so.
yeah, and most of them are done really well. Like just the fact that they made them look like they belong in Minecraft is amazing. Did I ever show you the video of the other one?
I saw Pixelmon. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, like they tried, but it just the style clashes. I like Cobblemon a lot better.
Yes.
All right, well, I guess we don't have to keep on going if there's not much else to say.
Yeah, so just enjoy the holiday seasons for the whole month. You don't have to just make it one day or 1 week or what have you.
Or 1 month.
I'll try to get you to put the lights away before February.
Should be after February.
Oh my god. Anyways, we're gonna go now.
And
Just enjoy yourself. We love you.
Take care, etc. Be good to yourself and others.
And enjoy whatever music comes after this. Bye.
Bye.